I am your host, Christene Marie, and this morning we are moving through lesson 41 in A Course in Miracles, which means that we are on the 41st day of 2026. So happy 41st day. And I'm going to go ahead and just start, as I do, with a quick recap of the lessons preceding this one. I'm going to go ahead and start with lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for. Lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Lesson 27. Above all else, I want to see. Lesson 28. Above all else, I want to see things differently. Lesson 29. God is in everything I see. Lesson 30. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. Lesson 31. I am not the victim of the world I see. Lesson 32. I have invented the world I see. Lesson 33, there is another way of looking at the world. Lesson 34, I could see peace instead of this. Lesson 35, my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Lesson 36, my mind envelops everything. My holiness envelops everything I see. Lesson 37, my holiness blesses the world. Lesson 38, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. Lesson 39, my holiness is my salvation. Lesson 40, I am blessed as a son of God. And finally, lesson 41, God goes with me wherever I go. Today's idea will eventually overcome completely the sense of loneliness and abandonment all these separated ones experience. Depression is an inevitable consequence of separation. So are anxiety, worry, a deep sense of helplessness, misery, suffering, and intense fear of loss. The separated ones have invented many cures for what they believe to be the ills of the world. But the one thing they do not do is to question the reality of the problem. Yet its effects cannot be cured because the problem is not real. The idea for today has the power to end all this foolishness forever. And foolishness it is, despite the serious and tragic forms it may take. Deep within you is everything that is perfect, ready to radiate through you and out into the world. It will cure all sorrow and pain and fear and loss because it will heal the mind that thought these things were real and suffered out of its allegiance to them. Wow. You can never be deprived of your perfect holiness because its source goes with you wherever you go. You can never suffer because the source of all joy goes with you wherever you go. You can never be alone because the source of all life goes with you wherever you go. Nothing can destroy your peace of mind because God is with you wherever you go. We understand that you do not believe all this. How could you, when the truth is hidden deep within, under a heavy cloud of insane thoughts, dense and obscuring, yet representing all you see? Today, we will make our first real attempt to get past this dark and heavy cloud and to go through it to the light beyond. There will be only one long practice period today, in the morning. As soon as you get up, if possible, sit quietly for some 3 to 5 minutes with your eyes closed. At the beginning of the practice period, repeat today's idea very slowly. Then make no effort to think of anything. Instead, try to get a sense of turning inward, past all the idle thoughts of the world. Try to enter very deeply into your own mind, keeping it clear of any thoughts that may divert your attention. From time to time, you may repeat the idea if you find it helpful, but most of all, try to sink down and inward, away from the world and all foolish thoughts of the world. You are trying to reach past all these things. You are trying to leave appearances and approach reality. It is quite possible to reach God. In fact, it is very easy because it is the most natural thing in the world. You might even say it is the only natural thing in the world. The way will open if you believe that it is possible. This exercise can bring very startling results, even the first time it is attempted, and sooner or later it will always be successful. We will go into more detail about this kind of practice as we go along, but it will never fail completely, and instant success is possible. Throughout the day, use today's idea often, repeating it very slowly, preferably with eyes closed. Think of what you are saying, what the words mean. Concentrate on the holiness that they imply about you, on the unfailing companionship that is yours, on the complete protection that surrounds you. You can indeed afford to laugh at fear thoughts, remembering that God goes with you wherever you go. Y'all, I really needed this morning. I don't know about you, but man, the lessons preceding this one, just kind of, I actually want to go back to a few of them because this past weekend, it's just been a very strange weekend. Every single day, it seems, has been different than I planned and anticipated, and I've actually been really wondering, like, how is this for me? Like, what am I supposed to be learning right now? And I think even right now, as I've been just reading I started reading at lesson 25, where it starts with lesson 25 is I do not know what anything is for. And then lesson 26, my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Lesson 27, above all else, I want to see. I want to see things differently. God is in everything I see. I am not a victim of the world I see. And it was just and there's another way of looking at the world. And as I was reading this, I was like, oh, yeah, like everything outside externally in my life, literally just in the last 5 days. Well, really, honestly, even before then, December 2nd, I moved out of my condo and I've been kind of in transit. I've just been like traveling to different places, and it's felt very destabilizing. And the thing that's so good to remember, and I remember it intellectually, and y'all, this is why we need to turn on all of our intelligences and activate each one, because we can know something cognitively, but it doesn't reach our heart. And like that's where the capital T truth, the truth of who God is and the presence he brings, and salvation in and of itself, when it starts translating down from our head into our heart and it starts occupying our inner world, and that it's like peace blossoms from the capital T truth. And so we hear it cognitively, and then when we really start to practice it, practice really actually roots the truth in us. Sometimes it actually might go the other way around, where I've had this happen too, where it's like I get a revelation from kind of my soul and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. And then it's okay, now I have to put that into practice and start practicing this inner revelation about myself or the world or God or whatever that kind of inner knowing is. And we all have that. A lot of people call it intuition. And so when we have that inner knowing, when we have that sense, or we learn something, even just, I'm reading words on a page and cognitively it resonates. And I'm like, okay, how do I really instill and plant this in my heart? There's even this biblical text where it says, I've hidden your word in my heart so cannot sin. And sin, the what that actually means is like missing the mark, like going astray. So when we talk about where are we headed, what's our target, where's our ideal, where are we trying to go, what constitutes success, all those things, if we stray from that, if we go out of alignment, that's technically missing the mark. And so storing these truths, storing who God is and remembering who that is in our heart, not just in our head, but hiding it away and keeping it as almost like this precious treasure, and really allowing, when it's heart knowledge, it transforms us versus just head knowledge and something we know. And so as I was reading through every single one of these leading up till today's lesson 41, God goes with me wherever I go. Like there's so much peace in that, even in the external chaos. If I am holding tightly to these truths that are now hidden deep within my soul, they can't be taken from me. I just love Viktor Frankl's quote, the greatest of all human freedoms is choice. No one can take away the presence of God within us. No one can take away our ability to choose how we're going to respond. That is always ours. And so this is why the cultivation of our inner world and our inner self is so important, because if we don't recognize that, we don't recognize the greatest of all human freedoms. And so with this practice this morning, she says take 3 to 5 minutes just to literally close our eyes and just try to get past the thought. Sometimes I think of it as like I'm going to try to go inward to like my core. This is like, it's so funny, a Lord of the Rings reference for my fellow nerds out there. I think of like our inner being, like the heart of Mordor, where it's like we're in the depths, like the deepest part of the earth. That's our soul. That's our core. That's our inner being. And that's where the truth needs to permeate. But sometimes it can take a lot to get to that place, because for the truth to access that place, we actually have to be able to access it as well. And sometimes that means opening layer after layer like an onion, peeling back over and over again, and peeling past the thick walls and layers that we've put in place to protect us, because that inner core could actually contain some real pain, stuff that we've suppressed over the years or we've tried to hide away, and we don't want to reopen that wound. But the only way to get the truth into that wounded part is to actually access it to begin with. And so to be able to retreat to that place, and here's the thing, retreat to that place, actually, what in that context, I'm meaning it as a source of respite. Actually, I wonder if I've never done this before. I watched this video. It was so beautiful. I saved it. Let me see if I can find it because I want to play it audibly for you guys. Let me just see it. If I can't find it quickly, then I will not keep going. But I just thought that this was really beautiful, and this is effectively what how I have wanted to convey this. And he says it way more elegantly than I do.
Heartbreak is something I look forward to. It's
Okay.
a bold claim.
So, oh, hold on. So this is on.
Heartbreak is something I look forward to.
Hold on. This is Chris Willicks, and I'll just read it because it's a little bit hard to hear probably. He says, "Heartbreak is something I look forward to." And then Chris Willicks says, "That's a bold claim." And he says, "Because when you allow for the heartbreak, whenever you break something open, it then increases your capacity." So this is what I found so much in moving into the grief. I felt this exceedingly so when my brother-in-law was killed, because there was such a juxtaposition in that time of my life. My brother-in-law was literally killed, and at the same time, he had a 3-week-old baby girl who was just the most precious, most beautiful, sweetest thing in the entire world. And so while we're grieving his death, we're celebrating her life. And in the depth of grief, as we allowed the brokenness of that grief, I felt a swell, like an expansion of my own capacity to love this little baby. And it's wild because ever since then, every bit of pain, it's been a continuous expansion. It's like the caverns of our soul are hollowed out. And with it, then we get to choose. Am I going to first allow for the expansion to begin with? Because it is intention. We have to intentionally go and take the shovel and the axe and allow for the pain to scoop out what can be gone and thus expand our capacity. And then on the other side of that, there's so much joy to be experienced in that pain. All right, I'm just going to jump into the chat here. Thank you guys so much for joining this morning. Brian, good morning. Asaj, good to see you. I'm glad you're back. Jason, thank you for coming. Taryn. Oh my gosh. Y'all, we are reading through A Course in Miracles. This is a daily lesson that I'll read. Curry, no, this is live. Dakota, thank you for joining. And Kino, thank you. Thank you for joining this morning. John Van Floyd. Curry Muncher. That's so funny. He says, is there a tiara on your head? No, I have a bow in my hair. Just looking down here. I know Curry Muncher says, man, this AI stuff is getting crazy. I completely agree. Bruce Bowling. I'm just scrolling lives to say, have a bright and joyful day, everyone. I love this man. Thank you. Evangelist Miriam. Thank you for joining. Greetings from Pakistan. Also, y'all, just so you know, I'm live on a couple different platforms. So just so you know. Ronan, thanks for joining. All right, just scrolling down. Robin says something actually that's really interesting. And I just want to respond. Robin, you say, I'm surprised how people have to read on how life should be. What happened to live your life and learn from experience? Honestly, wouldn't that be ideal? And at the same time, I actually really love learning from other people. I've felt the expansion of my own mind and intellect, I guess you could say, in every regard. Here's the thing. We are actually taught from the earliest age how to experience life. We're trained how to think. We're trained with different programming from our parents, from school, from experience. We're taught from experience, different programs. And so sometimes reading actually can be the very pathway to a new program, because that just because we've learned from experience doesn't mean that we've learned correctly. A lot of times our bodies, especially as kids, start harboring and storing data that just because it happened one time doesn't make it a universal truth, but because we're so little, we're forming our mindset and approach to life. And so one thing happens at 7 years old and then we're like, "Oh, that's what is." And actually it's not, but so often with allowance of new experience or even just new education, new modalities for learning, we then get to experience more. So I love your point, because on the flip side of that, I think we need to do way more living. And so I think you make such a good point. It's like pros and cons to both. Any extreme in any regard is, for the most part, I have yet to find an extreme that always is going to be wonderful. My alarm's going off. The ACIM show. We're live. um, Holy Ghost Grass says, "Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love." I love that. Let all that you do be done in love. So good. Nick, thank you for joining. The Holy Spirit is the secret teacher of our souls. Oh, that's beautiful. What a beautiful way to put that. I love that. Robin, I love that point about listening. I agree. Just scrolling down. Aussie Sassy. I like your name. That's cute. Okay. Just scrolling down. Advaita to 2033. I am not AI. I'm real. Good morning. Senjik. Senjiz. Nick, thank you. Thank you so much. Just scrolling down. So does YouTube let you put pre-recorded videos and make it seem like it's live? Actually, it does, but I am live. Gaz says, "Holy moly, she is she real?" I am real. Sender V. No, this is the tribe. We're a community. Hold on, I got to tell my client is calling me right now. I'll call you in 2. All right, y'all, got to wrap this up. I got to call my client back. Okay. All right, scrolling down. Demetrius. That's funny. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just scrolling down towards the end. Hello, Express. Oh my. Jason. Real raw one. Yeah. So this morning, every morning we go through A Course in Miracles. And so on the evening show, we dive deeper into, we actually will have guests on the show, and we'll also dive deeper into, I have a business channel, actually Foundation First Marketing. I think my meeting just got canceled, so I'm going to be going live over there. Foundation First Marketing is where I talk all things marketing, business, brand, specifically for the trades, but we will expand it to other industries at times. But for the most part, if you want to join and talk anything business, go to Foundation First Marketing. It's a brand new channel, so you can go join me there. And then in the evenings, I will go live. I have a flight tonight, so I'm going to be going live late. I'll probably be going live around 11 p.m. Eastern, but normally I go live at 11:30 a.m. 11:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to ever join me then, I'd love to have you. We'd love to chat. And then to your point on additional topics, I actually have a form if you ever want to share, like propose your own topic. Last night we were on the live, and someone kept asking different things and different questions. So there's a form, and I can actually drop the form here in the chat if you'd like to offer any topics for discussion. Frankly, I really love, like, it's really meaningful to me when we have meaningful conversations here in the chat. So I would love if there is something, y'all, that's kind of on your heart or something that you'd like to talk about. I really love having meaningful conversations that hold value, I guess. Fabio, I am flying to Arizona. I'm flying to Arizona tonight, which I'm grateful for. I am looking out the window at all this snow, and so I get to escape. Y'all, I had such a funny moment. AJ Alberto, good morning. Thank you for joining. Love Socks, good morning. Y'all, I had this moment when I came back from I came back. I flew into Maryland after all this snow had been here. And I tried to get, I mean, my car was 100% like covered in snow, and not just snow, but ice, because it had ice so much. So I had this sheet of ice on the top of my car. And so I started like picking at it, and I was like, you know what? I wonder, because it was like kind of thin overlaying the top of my car. So I literally like hoisted myself up on the car next to me, and I like picked up my legs and I kicked off the ice, and the entire sheet just flopped over the other side. And so that was fun. And then I got a hammer from inside, and then I like hammered the ice all around. And it was just like such a funny experience to be outside, like hammering the snow, but it was so frozen. So it's been a tundra, but I'm excited to go to the warmth. Happy Taco Tuesday. Oh my gosh. I need to do Taco Tuesdays. That's so fun. Maybe I'll actually do that because I will be in the airport for dinner. So maybe I'll get tacos. That's fun. I want to know. Oh, guys, by the way, I forgot. Tomorrow night is our trivia night. I have to put together trivia. Let me know about what would be fun to talk about. Or rather, what would be fun trivia questions? I'm going to have to build this out. I'm excited. I really, really loved earlier. Who was it? Who asked that question? Pure Joy, what are we talking about today? So we were talking earlier about A Course in Miracles lesson. But then who was it? Oh, Real Raw One says, do you have more entertaining topics? Because spiritual intelligence is for very niche people. Not everybody likes to cultivate their spirit and their mind in that way. So in terms of something that's more general that most people would like, we are going to do trivia Wednesday night, tomorrow night. And so let me know if you have a topic that would be fun to cover. And there's also, this is another game that I've actually had on my phone for a little bit, and I do need to go. I just remembered I'm supposed to call my client. I think it's called Heads Up, where you like hold the phone like this. But anyways, I think that that's super fun. So we're going to play trivia tomorrow night. We'll be going live at probably 9 p.m. Eastern trivia. But again, most of the time on the Knowing Show, we go live at 8:30. But tomorrow night, I think we should do 9, just because it's a more rounded number. A topic, music from the 80s. Fun. Oh, what a good idea. Rusty. I don't know what that means. Tell me what you mean by that. I don't know. Real Raw One says, spiritually, I'm fully cultivated. Good for you. I'm not. I am always on a journey. And actually, you know what though? Speaking of spirituality, I think that you have an interesting image, your icon. So it kind of speaks to spirituality. Anyways, I will be going live tonight for the Real Knowing Show, diving deeper. I guess this is the Real Knowing Show, but it's just it's more niche, more focused. So tonight we're going to be going live at 11 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be going live late. But would love to see you then, chat with you, and then I'll see you hopefully tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So let's go. I'm excited. Thank you. Colorado says nice earrings. Thank you. I love these ones. These are my favorite ones, and I wear them. I've been wearing them almost every day for like 2 months because all of my stuff has been in storage. So thankfully I like them. But anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. Remember the lesson for today. I'm just going to pull it up one more time just to give us a refresher. God goes with me wherever I go. And y'all, I really needed that today, especially over the last couple of days. It's just been feeling a couple of months, but it's been feeling chaotic in the external world. And it's hard to keep our inner world in a place of peace, and just remembering God literally goes with us wherever we go. That is our source of peace. He's the source of peace. And even when everything around me, again, somebody put this quote in the chat the other day from It Is Well With My Soul, that song. That hymn was written by a gentleman who, I think he was visiting the site where a ship sank that held his daughter and wife. And I even get chills thinking about that. And he sings this song, It Is Well With My Soul. And I'm actually going to pull up the lyrics because it is so incredibly beautiful and powerful. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. So may it be well with our souls today. I love it. Chris, thank you. Good to see you. God bless you. AJ, thank you. I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining tonight or this morning. Hopefully, I'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock Eastern for the Knowing Show. It's going to be a little bit late, but I'm flying in, so we'll see where we go. The great one, I'm so glad you're here. I'm just hopping off, but I'm so glad you joined. Hopefully, I'll see you all tonight. I'll be live again tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern for the next lesson in A Course in Miracles, and then again tomorrow night for trivia. We'll do 80s music tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, with that, have a wonderful evening, morning, day, whatever today is. I'll